The Washington Commanders went out there against the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football in a mode of complete desperation, needing a win. At 3-5, starting quarterback Jayden Daniels coming back to the lineup. However, it was a complete disaster. Defensively, they let up 31 points in the first half, and offensively, couldn't get anything going. And then to make matters worse, Jayden Daniels ends up hurt at the end of the game, a terrible loss. And right now, with him out and the defense in shambles, the Commanders season is over. What is up, Commander fans and NFL fans? Thank you guys for joining the Lumia Sports podcast page. Check us out on YouTube. Check out our other videos. Thank you for everyone who likes, subscribes, and comments throughout. And real quick, I wanted to show you guys the playlist section. Check this out. We do every single team every week. Now, I know for the Commanders it's been a tough year, but if you want to go back and see how exactly they got to this point, please check them out. Let's find them and see what we've said about the Commanders so far this season. In the preview, we said that the Seahawks would smoke them. Got that one right. They said they're done if Jayden can't play soon. Done either way. And that the Commanders season is imploding extremely fast, which it is. So check this one out. Or Commanders fans, if you want to see some other vids, check those out as well. Now back to the episode. That's right. For the Commanders, it's gotten really ugly. Oh, I just realized you can't even see them on the screen. They're the 14th ranked team in the conference. Don't worry, Commanders fans. This is the last time you're going to be shown in these standings. I just figured that, for the death knell of the season, we show this for a team that made the NFC Conference Championship game and made a lot of adjustments to try to take that next step. Kind of a disaster, not even kind of. This is a disaster season. They've lost 4 in a row. They've fallen to now, again, 14th in the conference, just above the Giants, who their coach is crying right now, and the Saints, who just they don't know what to do. So for the Commanders, obviously, season in shambles. We're not even going to look at the division. I'm not going to waste everyone's time. But they don't have any shot to make the playoffs. And let's see exactly how, for a team that had so much promise heading into the season, how it ended up like this. Start off the year, you get a win against the Giants with no Jackson Dart, so I don't even know if that counts. They lose to the Packers, and that Packers loss kind of destroyed everything because Jayden couldn't play the next 2 games. Now, they beat the Raiders with Mariota, but the Falcons, they couldn't come up with the win. Their defense was getting shredded that game as well. They win out. Jayden comes back against the Chargers, beats them, but then they lose to the Bears, smoke to the Cowboys. Jayden got hurt in the second half of that game. He misses the Chiefs game. I don't think they were beating the Chiefs anyway. And then playing in Seattle, again, a game they were going to lose. But Jayden leaves with injury, and I got to be honest, I don't even know if with Jayden in, they would have had much chance down the stretch to make any noise. But without him, they definitely don't. They're playing the Lions this week. The Lions coming off of a loss to the Vikings, and the Commanders starting Marcus Mariota. So after the Lions beat down the Commanders, that'll be it. Season over. We can start looking at Tankathon, and then Commanders can figure out how to build this team around some young guys and not these old heads. So I got to be honest with you guys, right? Like, I'm stunned that the Commanders season has gone this bad. Now, there were signs. I remember, shout out my group chat, Premier. It's a chat where I play Madden and I lose. I'm like Meech Tomlin. I'm in the playoffs. But I love talking football with those guys. And they said that in the preseason that I was overhyping the Commanders, that the Cowboys and the Giants were better. Now, the Giants was kind of mixed, but the Cowboys were better. I thought that was ridiculous because of how good Jayden's been and how good of a coach I think Dan Quinn is. However, Dan Quinn hasn't fixed this defense in 2 seasons. They told me Jayden, all he does is scramble and throw screens. I think that I can't say that they're wrong, though. And specifically without Terry McLaurin, their offense just doesn't have any any boost. And those two haven't played with each other all year. I do think that that's an impact. But Jayden, yes, did Jayden leave the game in the fourth quarter with an injury, down 38-7? He probably shouldn't have been in there. I understand the media in Washington being mad that he was in the game still. But this is about Jayden Daniels. And maybe not specifically that play. That play was an RPO, whatever. Jayden Daniels, and maybe last year, I didn't watch every game. Maybe he was getting away with it. I know he was running all the time, right? Like, he had a couple games with 100 yards. I think he ended the year with 900 rushing yards. But he started the game off running, coming off of an injury where he's already missed 3 games this year. He started the game off against a Seahawks team that is top 3 in sacks, running the ball down the middle. Hike, I'm going to look. No, I'm running it down the middle. Not away, not to the sideline, down the middle. He continuously runs into traffic. And that specific play wasn't traffic, but missing 3 games and just still, like, running in, like, not preserving yourself, especially when Jayden isn't a big, like the only other quarterback that I think of right now at this point who runs like that into that much. I mean, there's 2 guys. The older guys, they don't do it as much. Like Hurts, I guess Hurts is older now. He's just kind of just smack dab in his prime. But Hurts, these guys aren't old, but my age, so I guess they are old. Mahomes, Josh Allen, those guys, they're more selective with it. They don't get hit as much. Lamar, people want him to run more. But some of the people who do run into contact right now are Justin Herbert. Makes sense, right? Like, he hasn't run his whole career, though, so at this point, he's just letting it fly. Drake May, who's young, second year, and Jayden Daniels. But those other 2 guys are also bigger guys, bigger builds than Jayden. Jayden is a skinny guy, and he just can't keep running into people, and he was doing it all game. To make it worse, this game, he didn't play great either. He had a 3rd and 17 pick that was just awful. He's under pressure, and it's just like, all right, you trust him to go out there, throw the ball, and throw it away if nothing's there. They're only down 0-7, but that pick was ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that this loss is on Jayden necessarily, but he hasn't been good this year. The Bears loss you can definitely put on him. He has not been good this season, partially because he's been in and out, and I think a big part of that is just his style of football play. So hopefully this season's a lesson. You don't want to see this guy. I mean, we know a couple weeks ago his mom was mad at Twitter people for comparing him to RG3. I mean, same team, getting hurt, explosive rookie year, but you're like, how much longer? Like, he's a skinny guy running around, skinny guy running a run offense. Can he survive that kind of punishment? No. So he's got to stop taking those hits, and we'll see if Jayden can do that going forward. Terrible injury. You don't like to see it. But again, I'm stunned by how bad the Commanders have been throughout this year. And the biggest reason, man, my goodness gracious, this defense is terrible. They're awful. The first half, Sam Darnold, really good player. Borderline maybe great. They were so bad that people think that the Seattle team is really good, that now they've elevated the Seattle team to, like, better than the Eagles, which better than the Rams. Again, Seattle might be that good. But, like, there was just stuff wide open. Now, Darnold was hitting some crazy passes too. But this defense hasn't been able to stop anything off season. I mean, you saw the Cowboys put up 44 on them, and next week they only put up 10 offensive points. So it's like, bro, like, defensively terrible. And my mom told me not to cuss as much, so I'm going to try. But this is necessary. Sorry, Mom. Close your ears. Marcus Lattimore is dog shit. I can't believe he's still out there. But I guess when you have Amos on the other side getting cooked, you really don't have a choice. This defense is bad. Everyone in the group chat was right. They're old, they're slow, they're injured. There's no pop. defense is a young man's game, specifically cornerback. And, you see the Steelers. I mean, they have Joey Porter coming back, which, different story, different day. But essentially, you see the Steelers went out there and part of their plan was let's play Slay and Ramsey. No, it's a young man's position. You need youth, you need speed, you need twitchy athletes there to guard JSN and some of the best receivers in this league. They don't have any of it. They need a full reboot on this defense in the draft again. Draft picks have not been hitting recently, and so the defense is just a mess. Again, 31 points in the first half. JSN had like 118 yards in the first half. Could add more. The biggest play of the game was he cooked Amos on like a in and out, boom, 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 was gone. And the defense is so bad that Darnold threw it to somebody else for a touchdown. It's a mess right now in Washington. Let's see how bad they are actually defensively. And the tough thing is, defensive coach, you never want to see this with a defensive coach. But Quinn, I can't even say that with the Falcons. I was thinking back to his Falcons tenure. The Falcons defense was solid. This defense, the planning around it was archaic. It has been for 2 years, and this year it came home to roost. Let's see where their defense is. Yeah, they allowed 22nd most points per game at 25. That's not terrible. They're actually somehow 12th in sacks. Run defense wise, they're 23rd, 128. The 22nd is pretty bad. That's below average, let's be honest. And passing defense wise, they are 26th, and that's their weakness. Allowing 244 a game. Their pass defense is terrible out there. And yeah, I mean, that's not going to get changed this year. They're going to be bad. It's over without Jayden Daniels. However, Tankathon coming up, Washington fans. You get to be back in the draft pick race. This is kind of where you want to be. You don't want to just miss the playoffs. You want to get smoked and start losing a lot of these games. So we will see how badly the Lions beat the Commanders and if they can start piling up these losses to get better and bounce back in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please watch some of the other videos on the site. I've created a playlist with each and every football team, and every week we will be going over those games. I'm really loving this, enjoying it, and hoping you guys are as well. Of course, like, subscribe, and if anyone wants to sponsor, we're looking for Lumia Sports Productions is looking for sponsors. Shout us out. We will shout you out during the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy.